like this is very typical teaching in China. I've just arrived at school and there are no kids and I can't hear them, and that's kind of the most important thing. Normally you can at least hear the kids. I don't know where they are. There's no one in my office. I don't know what's going on. We'll see. Okay, so I figured whilst I've got an empty office and basically an empty school, I would chat to you guys a little bit about teaching in China, how this experience is going for me, and kind of tell you guys the options that you've got. Obviously I can only really speak for Shanghai because I've only taught here. I've taught here for 1 year already and starting my 2nd year now. If after watching this video you have any questions, just let me know and I can answer them in another video, because I don't really know what kind of information you guys want or need. I'll try and cover kind of the basics, and yeah, but if I miss anything, let me know. So first I'm going to talk about how I got this job and kind of what my job actually involves and what I actually do. So I applied to be a teacher in China through the British Council. I will put the most recent kind of application process site thing in the description bar, but basically I applied through them. They place people like all over the world actually. I can't remember exactly what other countries, but I know there was some, I don't know what that noise was, but there was someone moving stuff somewhere. There's obviously someone here, just no students. So yeah, British Council, they place people all over the world. I know there was some like European ones, I'm pretty sure there was some in South America. Anyway, I'll re-find all that information and put it down there. Basically I applied through them. I obviously chose China because that's where I wanted to go, and then I had the option of putting 3 provinces that I wanted to work in. They gave you, I think, about 8 options that they can place people in, and then you just put like your top 3 and they say they try and place you in one of those. I was then placed from the British Council, then placed me in a company in Shanghai, who then placed me in school, basically. So it's kind of a little bit of a chain going on. Last year I was teaching downtown, kind of. It was classes downtown, but it wasn't really downtown. At a much bigger school than I'm at now, and I was teaching just grade 3 and 4. I was teaching 29 classes a week in the end, which was crazy. Now I'm kind of in suburban Shanghai and I teach 18 lessons a week, which is much better, but I teach grade 1 to 4. My school's much smaller, so I teach all of the students apart from grade 5. That's the bell to signify the end of class, which I didn't teach because there's no students here, but the bell's still going, that's fine. Whilst I've lost the kids, I thought I'd show you, this is what their classrooms are like. So sometimes they sit in pairs, like 2 tables, sometimes they're like this individually, it just varies. This is the school grounds, nice running track. This school's so small compared to my last school, I actually love it. So as you can see, like all of the classrooms face out onto the outside, which is fine at the moment because it means like when there's a breeze we get a nice breeze. In the winter I imagine that's going to be horrible. My school is a public school. It's not like a after school cram school or anything like that, so it's kind of, I only teach during school hours, and I have Saturday and Sunday off, which works for me. I guess if you wanted to do more kind of traveling and doing, like, seeing a lot of the more touristy places, maybe, I know the kind of the cram schools, the after school club places, a lot of the time they have you work on the weekends and then give you 2 weekdays off, which works better for some people, I guess, if you want to kind of avoid the crowds. But then that's normally later, so it's normally, the ones I've seen advertised is normally like 3 p.m. until 9 p.m. or something like that, because it's all obviously when the kids are not in school. Benefit of public school, I feel I feel good about teaching in a public school. You know, I'm giving kids an opportunity that they don't have to pay extra for. I feel like I'm giving these kids an opportunity. I'm helping them out without them having to, or their parents having to, fork out extra money, because I believe they already pay for school in China. So, and it feels like I'm, you know, doing some good in the world. But the downside of it is the classes are huge. Generally, I mean, between 40 and 50 kids per class. My last school averaged about 47. I think this one's a little bit less. I think I average about 42 kids per class. And you know, when you've got a classroom of 47-year-olds who don't speak your language, it can be a bit hectic, to put it lightly. Common misconception, I know my parents have said to me before, but aren't all the students in China very well behaved? No. Yeah, they're just like kids anywhere else in the world, you know. They get bored, they misbehave, they are nightmares sometimes. But then on the other hand, you know, some of them are absolute angels, and some of them are so cute. Like, I can't even describe how cute some of these kids are. The good thing about public school as well is I only work, you know, there's no overtime as such. That door's gonna slam. Maybe not. You know, the good thing about my company is I actually only have to work the hours I'm scheduled to teach. I don't have to do office hours. I don't have to come into my office at 8:30 in the morning and stay until 4. You know, I come in, my first class, my earliest class is 10:18. So, you know, I come to school about 10 o'clock most days. The basic kind of school day for me, as I said, I start school about 20 past 10. So let's take an average day. Let's say today, which isn't an average day because my kids aren't here, but what I'd normally be doing on a Monday. I come to school, I like to get to school early, so I come to school, I try to get to school about half an hour before class every day. I walk to school, so it's about a half-hour walk for me at the moment. It's 35 minutes door to door, so from leaving my bedroom door to getting into my office that's a very low flying plane. Just gonna wait. When it's cooled down a bit, when it's not 32 degrees every day, I'll be able to do it a bit faster. It'll probably take me less than half an hour, which is fine. It's my, you know, my daily exercise, walking to and from school, gets my steps up. You know, I hit that 10,000 steps every day because of it. So here you can see another one of the classrooms. As you can see here, they sit in pairs, which is cool. In this school, we just have a projector, and you like plug your computer in, like your own computer, which is kind of nice. So yeah, I arrive at school, I come into my office. It's normally a bit busier than this, it's not normally empty, and then as I said when I showed you the classrooms, I use my laptop. I just plug my laptop in with like a HDMI cable onto the PowerPoint, onto the projectors. So I'll come into my office, I'll set up for whatever class I have first. Like say I have grade 2, I'll open up my grade 2 PowerPoint, I'll open up the PowerPoint for the game I've got, I'll open up the videos. Yeah, prepare to start class, but only when your students are here. I'll go down, teach my class, and then I'll come back to my office, drop off any kind of things I have I don't need for the next class. So if I need to swap textbooks, I'll get different textbooks, I'll get different relia that I've got, different paper, whatever I need. Yeah, so classes are 35 minutes long in primary school in China. They do eye exercises. They have to do this and then this and this and all sorts of stuff. And then one time a day, normally the last class, I think they do it here, before the last class, they do these mad like exercises and they do like marching and all sorts of stuff. And then I go for lunch. This school, they've got like a little tiny teacher's canteen next to the kids' canteen. So I go there, I pick my dishes, and then I've got like a card that's got like a top-up card that's got some money on it, so I just pick my dishes, and then depending on how many dishes I decide to get, the cost varies. Normally it's about 10 RMB, which is about £1, which is pretty good for lunch. And then I teach 2 more classes, and then I go home at the same time as the kids, which is always an experience. It's just a sea of grandparents picking up their kids, and obviously I kind of stand out. But now the kids have got, like, they know who I am, so every time they see me, they'll say to their grandparents or whatever in Chinese, like, oh, that's my foreign English teacher. And then the kids are like, why Zhao? Or like, 英语老师, why go 老师? And I'm like, there I am. It's like I'm a celebrity. Okay, so I think I've covered just about everything. I've covered all the main points I can think of. You know, like I said, I kind of forget that not everything is a given. I'm used to it now, so there are things that surprise some people that I'm completely used to. So yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. There's some dancing eyes in the park next door, which is kind of cute.